running for the governor of the state of Colorado, candidate Mr. Tom Tancredo.
Thank you all very much. It is a pleasure to indeed be back again in Elbert County. We have had a lot of very interesting and very productive times here, politically speaking. And so we want to do that again. Look, there are a couple of things that have to be emphasized when anybody is seeking the office of governor. And one, of course, is what exactly is it that the governor has the responsibility to do? Now, in Colorado, the governor's true tasks are sometimes and oftentimes actually limited by the Constitution, as well they should be. Too many governors, certainly this President of the United States, have absolutely no regard for the Constitution, either the state or the federal, and have abused it over and over and over again. To the extent that, of course, this President should have been impeached 2 or 3 times by now. And his agenda, the President's agenda, he has stated on more than one occasion, it is to thoroughly transform America, fundamentally transform America. He's doing it where he is at, but someone else is helping him in that endeavor. His name is John Hickenlooper. His desire is exactly the same. It is to change the state and indeed the United States. He would love to see this state look very similar to other states on the East Coast, to Massachusetts, to California, and other places that have a much more progressive agenda, much more left-leaning. And it is up to us to try to stop him. There are a couple of things that we have to do after we win the election for governor. What do we actually put in place? What are the things we need to do to actually not just stop that left-wing agenda, but to reverse it? Because that's really what has to happen. It's not just an end. You can be moving quickly to the precipice, and you can then say, oh, good, we've now got a Republican in there, and we're going to move a little less quickly toward that precipice. Because, unfortunately, time and again, we see this over and over, that we have that saying, it's sort of Democrat life. We get afraid. We really can't say the things we should do. We shouldn't do the things we really want to do, because, gosh, some of them are politically incorrect, and after all, we need the votes of all these people that we need to pander to. Well, I'll tell you, you do that, and of course, you're going to get exactly what you deserve. If we want a traditional campaign, a traditional candidate, we will end up with a traditional outcome. And that has not been good for Colorado for the last 10 years. So yes, I am controversial. Yes, it is true. There's no joking about that. I have had a long career in politics. And as such, you always end up in some sort of controversy. But you tell me this. How do you change the way we're going? How do you actually reverse the course if you don't do things that are controversial? How do you change the education system in this state if you don't take on the teachers' union? It's impossible. They run it. They control it. Somebody's going to have to confront them. And yeah, it will be controversial. There will be sparks flying when I'm governor. There's no two ways about it. And you know what? How do we ever hope to actually make that ballot mean something when you have so many people who are here illegally, who are voting and doing a lot of other things, including, of course, killing people on the streets, walking away from these because they are here illegally and because we have what is called a sanctuary state. Well, I will tell you right now, I'm governor of this state, we will not be a sanctuary state. I assure you of that. Commit a crime in this state, you're going to pay the penalty, and after that penalty, if you're here illegally, you're going to be going back to wherever the hell you came from. Okay? If not, we're going to be having a lot of discussions with the federal government, including ICE, And that's the last thing I want to emphasize. If you want to make changes, here's what we're going to have to do, gang. And it's not going to be pretty, and it's not going to be without controversy. But some governor, someplace, sometime has got to tell the federal government to go pound sand. And that you're not going to take our land, you're not going to do the things, you're not, we want those exactly, as a matter of fact, we want those lands back that were given to you in trust and that you have so mismanaged in this state. We want them back. And I'm not going to accept any kind of government mandate. And I'll tell you another thing. If the federal government ever shuts down again, and eventually when people recognize that it is, which may take a long time, but if it ever shuts down again and they try to close these national parks and take the handles off of the water fountains in these parks, tell you what, there's going to be hell to pay. Those parks are not going to close, not while I'm governor. Thanks a lot for your time and attention. Thank you for letting me join.